We rise to mourn with the families, friends and loved ones of the 50 people in Christchurch who were so cruelly taken from this world. They were killed in an act of terrorism perpetrated against our Muslim community. I know that words can't express the horror and grief that has been experienced, but know that we stand beside each one of you in sorrow and in anguish. We vow to honour the lives of those you've lost and support our Muslim communities near and far away. Husna Ahmed, Lilik Abdul Hamid, Junaid Ismail, Amjad Hamid, Atta Elayan, Ali Al-Madani, Khalid Al-Haj Mustafa, Hamza Mustafa, Haji Daoud Nabi, Mukhad Ibrahim, Mohammed Imran Khan, Linda Armstrong, Syed Milne, Hussein Al-Umari, Ashraf Ali, Saeed Jahandad Ali, Naeem Rashid, Tala Naeem, Tariq Omar, Mutullah Safi, Farhaj Asan, Kamel Darwish, Sohail Shahid, Abdel Fattah Qasim, Musa Vali Suleiman Patel, Ramiz Arifabai Bora, Arifabai Muhammad Ali Bora, Anzi Alibaba, Ozair Kadir, Harun Mahmoud, Saeed Arib Ahmed, Mahabab Alaraka Koka, Abdullahi Diri, Hussein Mustafa, Munir Soliman, Zihan Raza, Gulam Hussein, Karam Bibi, Abdukadir Elmi, Mohsen Al-Harbi, Osama Adnan Abu Quig, Mojamel Hok, Muhammad Omar Farouk, Muhammad Abdusi Samad, Musa Nur Awali, Ahmed Gamuluddin Abdel Ghani, Ashraf Al-Morsi, Ashraf Al-Mazri, Zakaria Buyan. We will never forget you. I also want to acknowledge the emergency service workers, the service support workers, the volunteers, including those who've travelled from Australia to Christchurch to provide help in the devastating aftermath of what happened on Friday. Last night, along with thousands of others, I attended the vigil on the steps of the State Library to grieve and honour the lives lost. A spontaneous, powerful haka was performed by our friends from New Zealand. We sang in sorrow, and our multi-faith leaders provided blessings and offered their wisdom of peace. I thank the Islamic Council of Victoria for their tremendous leadership, particularly over the last few days when they too have been grieving. A few years ago, the ICV launched the Mosque Open Day initiative to increase cross-cultural understanding. This year's Open Day was held on Sunday, and thousands of Victorians attended. The Islamic Worship Centre that I visited in Brunswick was attended throughout the day with so many people overwhelmed wanting to express their solidarity and sorrow. At the mosque in West Melbourne, we heard extraordinary messages of compassion and peace from leaders from the Muslim community. These leaders are exemplifying the very best of humanity, the very best of us, as they call for calm, compassion and understanding at a time that understandably evokes feelings of horror, anger and wanting to react. Perhaps one of the most gut-wrenching things about this, and I know this from working with our Muslim community over the years, is that they've been fearing and warning us. They've been warning us all that this was going to happen. Every time the entire Muslim faith was condemned because the active won, every time new anti-terror laws were introduced into our parliaments, every time our multicultural communities were labelled as gangs, every time politicians demonised refugees and asylum seekers, every time someone opportunistically confected a law and order crisis for political gain, it normalised racism, and our Muslim communities felt it. They felt it in their ordinary lives when their women in particular were harassed on public transport, when they were judged, dismissed, vilified and othered. Every time right-wing extremist politicians are given platforms for hate speech, it normalizes racism and they feel it. I feel it. We know that the coming days, weeks and months remain frightening and uncertain. There are likely to be many who wonder how we go on, how our Muslim brothers and sisters are left wondering if they remain safe going to prayer, wondering who to trust. And if I may ask your indulgence to share a personal reflection in that hope it connects with those suffering now and those wondering how they reconnect to a place where such tragedy has occurred. In the wake of the 1983 riots in Sri Lanka, our Tamil community were left reeling about how we could go on. When the mobs of people who, just like you, people who share your community with, suddenly start hunting you down, burning your houses and searching for you because of the language you speak and the religion you share, the earth beneath your feet gives way. The urge to lose all hope and faith in people is overwhelming, but there was no other choice than to keep going on. So many of us had to find a new home in new lands. We came to places like Australia and New Zealand in search of safety and peace. We channeled our pain into doing everything we could to create a more peaceful world. Some of us chose politics as the way to help achieve that. When we felt welcome by our new homelands, hope sprung again. Life started anew. But when that warmth, acceptance, and welcome is eroded by those preaching hatred, fear, and division, you recognize it. Our Muslim community have been recognizing it. They have been warning us about this slide towards normalizing racism and Islamophobia for years. I saw it too when I attended the peace rally to counter the far-right rally in St Kilda just this year. I was there when Fraser Anning turned up to spur on the fascists. The feeling on that foreshore that day was ominous. The anti-racists outnumbered the racists, but when those thugs began to send groups to walk around the peaceful picnic area looking and itching for a fight, we were all reminded that it wouldn't take many to cause a lot of harm. I instinctively looked over my shoulder the whole afternoon. Fear had started to creep in. But being there to say and to demonstrate that their racism and fascist ideas are not acceptable in contemporary Australia was important. As a society, we can no longer deny that our words and actions matter. We can no longer deny that the rhetoric of fear and division is fueling these tragic events. They give permission and power to those who seek to act on their hatred. Unfortunately, Australia, while in many ways a successful multicultural society, has also not reckoned with our colonial history. The dispossession of our First Nations peoples continues to mar our community, and its racist legacy endures. We can no longer deny that we have to do more to stamp out racism in all its forms, and that begins with us. Here in this place, in a parliament with a huge role and responsibility of leadership. This means not just stopping using racist language, but actually no longer enacting racist laws or laws that will be wielded against communities of colour or laws that are justified by demonising people of colour or of different faiths. Let's ensure that we do everything we possibly can to prevent one more life being lost. We owe that to all those who've lost their lives, whose lives were so cruelly taken away. We owe it to their families and friends. We owe it to the future.
Dr. Q.